haven't been in Italy for 6 months. The last time I visited my family there was on Christmas time, so it's exactly 6 months. I actually think that this is the longest time I have been away from Italy. Even though in my life I have lived in many places away from home and I've lived in 2 different countries, still there are some things that I really miss about Italy. Every time I can't wait to go back to Italy to find these things waiting for me. That is why in this video I will tell you the 7 things I miss about Italy. As you probably imagine, most of these are food. It's Sunday morning in Italy. You wake up, take your car, go to a cafe, which in Italian it's called bar, and eat a croissant drinking a cappuccino. That is actually normally the first thing that I do when I arrive with the train in Milano. I get down the train, go to a cafe and buy a cappuccino and a croissant. It's actually one of the most common breakfast for Italian people when they go outside, and there is cappuccino in Switzerland too, and there is some kind of croissant which are called gipfeli, but it's actually not the same thing. The Swiss cappuccino is a lot longer than the Italian one, and then the croissant are mainly just plain croissant with butter, or you have some croissant with a kind of chocolate bar inside, but they are not those crunchy warm croissant that you can find in an Italian bar. The second thing that I miss about Italy are ice creams, and I'm not talking about those already made ice creams that you can buy in any store. These you can buy here too. What I'm talking about is the kind of soft ice cream that you can find in Italian gelateria, which is actually so good and you really cannot find it here. Here you have some places which sell that kind of ice cream, even Italian places, but it's not as soft and as light as the Italian one. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but here those kind of soft ice creams that you can find are a lot more heavier than the Italian one, and for sure the taste is not as good. There are some gelateria here which are very good. For example, Mövenpick ice cream is actually very good, and I also like very much the McDonald's ice cream now because it's soft and very light, but these are really not comparable to the Italian ice cream that you can find in Italy. One of the good things here in Switzerland is that you can find a lot this coconut milk ice cream, which is so good. There are different brands, you can find it in different supermarkets, and this one I've never seen in Italy and it's actually very good. It's one of my favorite right now. The third thing that I miss about Italy are the shops open every Sunday. Here in Switzerland, everything is closed on a Sunday. The cities are completely empty because all the people goes to other cities or go to the mountain hiking, but all the shops everywhere are closed, and the same is in Germany and in France. I know that it's important that people who work in shops get their free days too on a weekend, but believe me, when I go back to Italy and I just go for a weekend and I can actually shop on a Sunday, it's one of the best thing ever. It's really useful. So on a consumer point of view, I really like that the shops are open on a Sunday. When I used to work in shops, I really hated the fact that they were open on a Sunday too, and I had to work the whole weekend. So yeah, it depends on the point of view, but as a consumer, having the shops open on a Sunday makes the atmosphere in the city also very different. If you go to Verona on a Sunday afternoon, it's full of people everywhere, also because the shops are open, while if you go to Basel on a Sunday, it is completely empty. The fourth fourth thing I miss about Italy are the Italian medicaments or medicine or drugs. I don't know how you want to call it. I know it's weird, but even after 7 years living in Switzerland, I still haven't found an equivalent medicine to the Italian one that I always used my entire life. I'm not talking about paracetamol because that is more or less the same in every country. I'm talking about this. And if you're Italian, I know that you know this. Occhi is able to cure any kind of pain or disease that you might have. Italians use these to cure basically everything, and since I haven't been in Italy for 6 months, I haven't been able to restock my medicine stock, so I am left now with only 2 of these. So I'm like panicking. I'm not joking, but actually find a replacement to the type of medicine that I've always used my entire life, it's very difficult. I know what kind of medicine I have to take when I don't feel well, and I know how long it takes to make me feel well again. I know when I have to take it, and then now I have to search for Swiss medicines. It's very difficult to understand which kind of medicine have the same effect. I know it's weird, but the first thing I do when I go back to Italy is go to the pharmacy and then buy all the medicines that I'm used to take. The fifth thing that I miss about Italy is going and have an aperitivo with my friends. The aperitivo culture in Italy is very big, and I was so upset when I moved to Switzerland and I realized that here people do not go and drink something with the colleagues after work. In Italy, when it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, we always go out and drink something with our friends. Mainly on Saturday and Sundays. You can go out during weekdays too, but mainly on weekends. Here you don't really have this. Here people go out in the evening, but it's not the same thing as an aperitivo. I come from the north of Italy, so normally when you go out and have an aperitivo, you will drink an Aperol Spritz. I try to continue the tradition here in Switzerland, but in Italy, an Aperol Spritz is like 2 to 5 euro, while here it's 15 to 20 Swiss francs. So the price point is actually a little bit different. I miss the aperitivo, not because of the drinking, but more because it's a social event. The sixth thing that I miss about Italy, of course, is pizza. Yes, you can find pizza here in Switzerland too. There are Italian pizzeria here in Switzerland too, but let's be honest, the pizza that you can find in Italy, you cannot find it anywhere else in the world. The quality is different, and what is also different is that you cannot find as much varieties as you can find in Italy. If you go to a pizzeria here, you can find prosciutto funghi, margherita, quattro stagioni. You can find 6 or 7 type of pizza. If you go to Italy, you can actually choose in every pizzeria between 20-25 different type of pizzas. My favorite one is speck, Philadelphia, and potatoes. Yes, potatoes on the pizza. I know it sounds weird, but in Italy it's actually quite normal, I would say. A lot of people eat potatoes on the pizza. You can also have fries on the pizza. One of the things that I absolutely have to do when I go back to Italy is eat a real Italian pizza. The seventh and most important thing that I miss about Italy is bidet. I know that you all foreign people don't understand the importance of bidet, but believe me, I really miss it. Even after 7 years, I don't understand how you can do it without it. It's actually one of the most useful things ever. And that is actually also the reason why in all countries of the world, as soon as the pandemic started, people went to buy toilet paper while Italians really didn't have to. Hopefully I will be able to travel back to Italy soon so that I will stop missing all these things that I just told you. If you are an Italian and you're living abroad, let me know which are the things that you are missing while living abroad. Remember to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumb up, and see you next week. Bye!